Hey guys, you know why a quarterback is more likely to win a Super Bowl than when he's already been to a Super Bowl? It's because he's adapted to pressures and he knows what to expect. Even though it's a career monumental moment where there's a lot of pressure on him, understand that being there and experience it once before helps you adapt and helps you overcome. So that's why I set out to build small card games. I wanted to be able to see the stages of start to finish of completing a card game. And with these small card games, I wanted to be able to adjust and figure out what was working in the creating process and where I need to spend more time. So this week I set out to build an 18 card game. It's a small little card game that I thought would be fun just to kind of gain that experience. And this isn't a deviate from my main card game. It's a hybrid card game that I am working on. It's that I wanted to be able to finish something from start to finish and have that time to incubate. And then I could bring this into my card game and I can take things from this that have worked and I could see things in my card game that may not work. And with these experiences, I can be able to pull things that will work in the future and things that won't work. So let's jump on in as I explain this card game. I was interested in building an 18 card game and I thought it would be really fun to build a game like tic-tac-toe. Something where it's tangible in your face. You win by getting 3 in a row. So that's what I set out to do. I wanted to build a card game that was short and sweet and had an easy enough premise where anybody could kind of pick it up and put it down. In that, I did some drawings and I did some sketches, and I came up with this idea of creating colors on each edge. That way, when you're putting on these cards, you can't just put them anywhere. You have to match up the colors. That way, it adds a little bit more complexity rather than just putting any card anywhere. That being said, I realized there was something missing. The aesthetic for the art could go anywhere at that point. Now, making a card game that's based around a game tic-tac-toe. There's no story to tic-tac-toe. It's just a game that's easy enough to just draw on a piece of paper and play with your friend. So I was like, okay, I need to have some type of narrative. And that's where the learning point 1 came in. Your card game needs a story. That need for a story helps influence much more than just a lore or some type of grounding elements that play into the mechanics of your game. It helps build your aesthetic of your game. It helps build, where your art style is going to go. Because this could have been a steampunk, this could have been cyberpunk, but I decided to make this all about luck and kind of like a tarot card / India inspired luck. We're almost the alchemist. So I went with bad luck versus good luck. And I went with one good luck being an elephant and then bad luck being a black cat. I figured those were universal and good luck and bad luck come in threes. So I thought it worked well with the tic-tac-toe. So in that, I learned that the story was really good. And then from that, drawing and creating flowed to start creating and pulling inspiration of how I wanted these cards to look. I took inspiration from old Indian scrolls and I started pulling references from there and things kind of came together pretty naturally. I knew what the structure of the card needed and I knew the logo. I wanted a cat and an elephant. So this goes to point number 2. When testing games, be flexible. Find variables to your rules. When you find these variables, you're able to pull and pick and choose not just changing rules, but the variables you can change. How many cards you have in your hand. I was setting out to do 2 cards in your hand. Therefore, it limited your choices, but you had choices. I figured this almost was too much. Because of the limitations of the cards, before playing it, I thought 2 was enough. I thought, 3 would be too many. Then playing the game and testing it, I realized you could do it with just 1 card. And to make it more difficult, you should just have 1 card. Then additionally on my rules, it was first person to get 3 in a row. And I thought that was well enough, easy enough to get. But still had a strategic background where it'd be competitive. No, that wasn't true. I started testing and playing against myself and I realized that anybody could, do this really quickly. And it was almost just whoever went first to get 3 in a row. That being said, I needed to change some of the rules. I figured it was more fun to see how many 3 rows can you get. Through the whole 16, you guys run through the whole deck, and whoever has the most 3 in a row on the board wins. On that, it's pretty easy. But it also comes down to, strategic planning and planning ahead while blocking off your opponent. And when the last card goes in, that's when the real pressure kicks in. I feel like adapting these rules as I was playing was a power move. It was easy to see where structure needed to be pushed and where it needed to be confined. Where the choices weren't abundant, but there was enough to have creative fun. Number 3, you don't need to start from scratch. I found this very easy to just pull tic-tac-toe foundations, and I added a story. I added other elements that made the card game a little bit more complex, and I built something new. Now, is it groundbreaking? No. But it's a foundational standpoint where you can now complicate things just enough to make a fun and exciting game that's a new reiteration of tic-tac-toe. That being said, you don't need to overcomplicate things and start from scratch. You can pull mechanics that already exist and build upon them. And I found that to be very helpful in my card game. We're going to see limitations as I test this with my friends and see how well it plays out, and see if they find it fun or if they think it's a pass. All right. See, it's really tricky to try to make this video because I don't know how is the best way to communicate with you guys about the deck, or what needs to be covered. So this video is going to be kind of a mess. This video is going to kind of be all over the place because I'm trying to figure out the best formula to create a video that speaks to the viewer, tells you about the card game, the trial and errors, and what came of it. Trying to think of everything that's needed, but my brain's kind of scattered all over the place. A, creating a whole new card game, and B, trying to create a whole new formula for a YouTube video. So this video is going to be kind of a mess. So please don't judge it too hard. Thank you for watching. My name's Gavin, and this is the Pen N channel where we create handcrafted legacy card games. So stay tuned. I'm still working on my main card game, and there'll be more that come from that. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.